Hi everyone, I hope you are doing good. So, in the previous video, we discussed about the modeling process, and as the last video for this MMX series, I'll be discussing the budget optimization, right? So, let's get started. I'll share my screen. So, in the last video, we discussed till this point where we were discussing about the ridge regression. And continuing from this point, I'll start with the budget optimization because at the end, the objective of the MMX course is to allocate the budget to the most efficient media channels, right? So at this point, we have the uh, efficiency or the ROIs of each of the channels from the ML models. Like from here, you can see that the model is giving me the coefficients for each of the model. So these are the ROIs for each for this um, media channels, right? So in the budget optimization, we will use these results from the model, right? And so what I have done here is I have calculated the sum for each of the channel, right? So I have just taken the sum and printed it in a dictionary, right? And then let's say, let's consider that these are the coefficients that we have got from the model, right? So let's say our model gave us two coefficient or for the TV spend, one for OOH, 2.3 for print underscore S. And how can you interpret these numbers in layman term is if you spend $1 in TV spend, TV advertisement, then you will get $2 in return, right? So this is the layman's interpretation for this, and similarly for these other numbers. Right. So now, if I were to find out the contribution for each of the channel in the right. So let's first see the calculation here. What I'm doing here is this is the media spend. Media spend. This is the dictionary, right? And then what I'm doing is I'm iterating over this dictionary and I am multiplying this spend with the coefficient here to get the total contribution of these for each of the media channel, right? So for TV, this is the contribution here, that is coefficient. This is 2 times 3087,487, right? So this is the contribution that I'm getting, right? Now, I'll scale it down this contribution number on mm, on a number, let's say total spend that I have done, right? So this is the number that I'm getting from here, right? So how can you interpret these numbers is like um let's say on a scale of one, uh, the effective contribution that I'm getting here is 0.321 for TV, 0.46 for OOH, and this is 0 only, 0.1 and 0.5, right? So how can I interpret this as newsletter is giving me zero point 0.5 as the weight, right? And OOH is the second best channel for me, and this is the third best channel for me, and similarly for others. So, given these results, how can I use these results to optimize or allocate my budget is I will give more money now. Let's say I have $1,000, right? So I'll give more money to newsletters because it has the higher weight, right? And then the second uh, largest budget will be for OOH, right? Because its weight is 0.46. Similarly, third highest will be TV spend because its weight is 0.32. Right. So now, if I can go here. Now the question here is, how much should I spend? What should be the amount that should be allocated uh, to each of the channels? From here, we have identified that we should spend more or allocate more money to newsletter. But what should be the exact amount that should be allocated to this one? The answer for that will be will be from the saturation or the response curves, right? So let's say the response curve for newsletter is this one, right? So here you can see the ROI, and this is the spend. So this is a spend, right? So what saturation curve is doing is it is telling us a point after which the returns from the additional spend is diminishing, right? So what we'll do is we know that the uh, we should spend more on newsletter. So I'll break my investment till this point. I'll not give any extra money after this point, right? So this is how we will optimize the budget for each of the channel, right? Now, from where will I get this curve? We will get this curve from, well, let me just clear this. We will get this curve from this equation. So, Hill saturation curve. Yeah, this one. Hill saturation curve. This is the one which will give us a this diminishing returns curve, right? In our case, we cannot print this because I have defined the slope and half saturation for same for each of the channel. So if even if I print the curve for each of the channel, they will be looking similar only, right? So that is why um, I'm giving you just the idea of how the budget optimization will be done, right? I hope you got this idea. And yeah, so this is all for this video. With this, I conclude the MMX series. I hope you found this series helpful. And if you have any comments and any suggestions, then then you are feel free to give any suggestions or feedback. Uh, so yeah, stay tuned and happy learning. Bye.